All I did for her, being a whole mother, being a good one. I would love for her to tell me my faults, but I know my faults. But shit that I thought was gonna be faulty, she never mentioned. I'm lost. I'm like, had pistols, you know. Um, she ain't know my business because she had a good life, but yeah.
Okay, so if y'all don't know who this woman is, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, this is Tokyo Toni. This is the mother of Black China. And apparently she had an emotional breakdown. She was crying on live stream, and she was saying that she wants her daughter to tell her where she went wrong, what her faults are, what she could have done better to be better as a mother. What could she do to mend the relationship? And it's so funny because this is the same woman, the same exact one who, when Black China decides to change her life and go to church and try to come off of OnlyFans and start changing her image around and trying to be better for whatever reason, whatever it is for, if it's because she got a book coming out, if it's for financial, whatever it's for. She was the one, singing on her daughter's name on the internet every day, coming on social media, telling us how phony it was, how fake it was, how we shouldn't believe her, how that's so lame, how it's a gimmick, it's a ploy, it's a plot. And now you have the audacity to come on here and cry and talk about you was a great mama and you just can't understand. Let me just say this, okay? Because this is something that's super huge, especially when it comes to the way that we see how women operate nowadays. A lot of people like to look and put the blame on the father. Oh, because her dad wasn't in her life and that's why she has this type of lifestyle, or that's why she has this mentality. Oh, because, her dad wasn't there. And regardless of the tumultuous relationship that the dad and the mom had, the dad should have been there. He should have raised her. And, it's because he didn't love her the way that she should be loved. And that's why she has a certain lifestyle. She's looking for that man's love. Why do we never talk about the fact that toxic mothers have the largest part to play? Why don't we talk about that? It's almost as if it's forbidden to talk about the wrongdoings of the mother or the wrongdoings of the woman. It's much easier to place the blame on the man. This woman, right? I remember years ago, there was an interview, they were interviewing her mother, and her mother said that she walked into a club, a what kind of club, and she saw somebody on stage, and she thought the girl had like a beautiful shape, and she loved the way that she was dancing or whatever, and she was like, "Ooh, that girl is fine." And when the girl turned around, it was her daughter. Same one she talking about now. And she was like, I couldn't believe it was her, and I couldn't believe it, and da 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 da. And I think that alone was alarming, but it's been gradually getting worse. Like, not only are you not in her corner, right? But it's like you're always competitive with her. That's what I see. I always see a very competitive nature, and it's not just her alone. It's a lot of women who were younger, who had children young, and now they're growing up with their children. The toxicity of mothers can also lead to the demise of the relationship with that child and her father. A lot of these women who grow up with toxic relationships with their mothers have lack of self-love, lack of self-worth. They always feel like they're doing something wrong, or they're beneath somebody, or they're always seeking validation from somebody else because the one parent who was around, or who was there, or who was, in her life on a daily basis always maybe made her feel less than, talked down to her, made her feel like she could only do or be but so much. And I think the truth is we need to pay attention to the fact that toxicity, especially when it comes from parents, from mothers, You could have had your own childhood trauma. You could have had your own problems that weren't dealt with, and then you had a child, and now you're raising them with the only tools that you know how. Now, that may be the reason, but it's not an excuse. Because that child didn't choose to be here. You chose to make them here. And some mothers have this not only competitive, but they have this insecurity within themselves that whenever they see their child doing or accomplishing things that they were not able to, didn't have the mindset to, didn't have the ability to do, their favorite thing to do is to disconnect from that person and tear them down back to size. They want that child to then, even though that child is a grown woman, maybe has her own family on her own, they want that person to feel beneath them because it's going to make them feel in the position that they're supposed to be as a mother. I'm supposed to be over you. I'm supposed to be higher than you. So let me make you feel less than so that I can be in my rightful seat or my rightful place. It's toxic. Super toxic. It's not beneficial for the child in the situation, and it's not beneficial for the parent. At some point, we have to look at ourselves and seek counsel and seek better ways for us to grow through things. But it's hard for a lot of mothers to do that because, again, a lot of mothers, they've done no wrong. They can't be wrong. They can only be right. They can't be, in a situation where the light is shining on them and we're looking at them like, no, you're the one who did this or you're the one who did that. No, they can't. They're without spot or wrinkle. They're perfect. They think that because they have bore children, that means that anything that they do in regards to that child cannot be put under a magnifying glass where people can say, oh, whoa, what you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why'd you do that? Why'd you say that? Why'd you treat them like that? Oh, it's my child. I'm the one who raised her. And we have to be honest. A lot of the toxicity that we see women display, it is, there's a portion of people who just do whatever they want to do. They can come from 2-parent household. They can come from a good background, and they just going to have a mindset to go do whatever they want to do. Great. Is that the majority? No. That's a minority. The majority of situations where we see women displaying toxic behavior, it is coming from something. It's stemming from something. And a lot of it is stemming from the relationship or lack thereof from their mother. Because a lot of young girls look up to mommy. And they emulate and respect you as you are. If you are a woman of dignity, of strength, a respectable woman, an honorable woman, your daughter is going to look at you with pride and say, okay, I know I can't do this because I know how my mom is. Or I know I can't say that. Or even if I'm doing this, I can't bring it home because I know my mom is going to be like this because of the standards. But if they grow up and they start seeing that you doing the same thing that they do, oh, well, she acts just like I act. She just older than me. Oh, well, I could do this too. Oh, they start to look at their parent as a peer. Oh, we on the same level playing field. Because I don't see any separation that would make you be any higher than me or any different than me because you're not exuding that. You want to be young too. You want to be hanging out too. You want to be at the club too. So if you're always frequenting a place like the club, what's the problem if I work there? Think of that. A lot of people think that, I raised her. They think that just as long as the child has food and has clothes and a roof over their head, that's enough. That their job is done. I did it all because, I fed her, I clothed her. Look at her. She's still here. I protected her as much as I could. And look, we here. It's not enough. It's not enough as time spent. And And this is what in turn allows these women to go from these relationships with their mother, who fed them, clothed them, and put a roof over their head and thought it was enough, and then they get into a relationship with a man that has money, who can again feed them, clothe them, and put a roof over their head. But then they're still lacking something. They still have a void. Because time spent is irreplaceable. Direction is irreplaceable. Leadership is irreplaceable. Love is irreplaceable. Why do you think you have all these women who have children with a man and they were like, your dad doesn't love you. He didn't buy you this. He didn't take you here. He didn't do that for you. All that stuff is tangible things that mean nothing. Yeah, so what? You couldn't go to Disney World. But you also have tools that are going to keep you out of jail too, though. Yeah, so what? You couldn't, go on every single vacation. But you know your father loves you. You know your mother loves you. We've lost instilling those traits or those important principles into our children to things that don't even matter. But I would love to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. So make sure you guys tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you think about this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.